All right, let's talk about who's left because there are still a lot of great players left in this upcoming draft. So let's start off with the obvious in the room, and that's Troy Franklin. Now, I don't think we're going to take another wide receiver after we just take Jermaine, in our last draft or last round. But he is still available, and he is dropping for some odd reason. I really don't understand why this guy is dropping. Like, he's actually a really decent wide receiver, but for some reason, nobody wants him. Now, the players I'm more interested in going into this fourth round now is going to be JT Sanders. I still want him. And the longer he drops, the more he drops down the board, the more I actually want him. Like, in the second round, I was always like, I don't know if I really want him that much. I mean, I'll take him, but I don't know if he's really that good of a pick. Third round, I'm like, okay, maybe. And the third round, I'm like, okay, I kind of really want this guy now. Depending on the player's pick or where they go, depends on how much I want the player. So there's certain players I really want if it was the fifth round. There's certain players I want that if it was the second round, right? JT Sanders, I mean, we're at pick 115. There's going to be 14 picks above us. If he's still available at 115, I don't see how you don't take him. Like 1000%, you got to pull the trigger on him on this one. Again, I understand if they're like, well, we don't know if we want a tight end yet. I think we definitely take a tight end, especially with how good this class is right now. But I can understand the idea of, well, we don't know if we 100% want a tight end yet. Let's just kind of wait and see. But, I mean, JT Sanders, like, at some point, you're in the fourth round now. I think you take the guy. You take the pick. That's what you do. Now, other than JT Sanders, there's players like TJ Tampa who's still available. This guy was said to be a top 75 pick, and, yeah. We're outside the top 100 now. So, it's another guy that, again, we could take here. We definitely need corner to replace Cheeto, losing Cheeto this offseason. So, he's still available. Kind of going through the picks here. Linebackers, we do have Jermaine Trotler Jr., who is still available. 6 foot tall, 230 pounds. Trotler is an incredible smart linebacker who's consistently put himself in the right positions. However, his lack of length, size, and explosiveness limits his starting potential. Okay. You got Tommy here. And what I've learned from this draft especially is the rankings or the consensus big boards for PFF means absolutely nothing. Because there are players that get taken who are consensus big board players. I mean, McKinley, the guy we took, honestly, McKinley Jackson, he was ranked 200, in the 200s when it comes to consensus big board. And he went way early, so you never know. But Xavier Thomas, Austin Brooks, there are some really decent pass rushers still left and still available in this fourth round here. You got Brandon Dorless, you got Makai Wingo, Leonard Taylor. I mean, then you're kind of talking about a little bit later on, but still, again, you never know at this point. Jaden Hicks is still available, and Jaden Hicks is, I mean, he's all the way down the board. Now, again, Jaden Hicks is another guy where if we did draft him, I think we would try to convert him to cornerback because I don't think he would play. We'd have him at safety because he's not good in run defense, and that's something that we need our safeties to be able to do. Something like this guy right here. Now, I don't think we're going to take a safety, but, again, you never know when it comes down to it. I mean, we could always go ahead and go for a safety, add him to the squad, see what we can do. But going down to corner, which I think is really important, this fourth round here, potentially, you still got Kyrie Jackson. And I talked about him many times. I love this guy. He's great in run defense. He's great in coverage. He's a little bit of everything. That's exactly what, in my opinion, what we need here. We need a guy that can do a little bit of everything at the cornerback position, especially with the fact that, we lost Cheeto, but we also are really committed, and we've shown this so far in this draft, we're committed to shutting down the run this year. And that's something that we need to start to focus on. And if we're going to go all out to shut down the run, especially playing Derrick Henry twice a year and, Nick Chubb, listen, I'm all 100% for it. Another pick I love at 115, though, is Cedric Van Pran and Mason McCormick. These are two other guys I really, really like. when it comes to Cedric Van Pran, I kind of like him more in the aspect of, okay, what we can do here is put him at center and move Teddy K to left guard. Teddy K played left guard for the New England Patriots, especially even when they went and won the Super Bowl. So he can play left guard. He's a very good left guard. And if that's the case, we fix the Cordell Volson problem. And Teddy K could also be even better at left guard, in all honesty. And then we go ahead and get Cedric Van Pran. I like that idea a lot. He also played Georgia, big college. You could go with Mason McCormick, who would be a direct replacement, in all honesty, for Cordell Volson. That's another very good option as well. Going down here, a little bit later, Christian Mahomey, Mahomegany. I'm gonna butcher that name, whatever. Anyway, though, he's another good option. Played mainly right guard at college. Again, like you said, listen, very possible. You know, that's a little bit later down the line. Actually, that's not even later. That's 115. We talked about Hunter before. He's another guy where, again, you know, you're just kind of replacing Teddy K. Well, not replacing it, but you're moving Teddy K over. There are some really good offensive linemen. I want to get a guard of some type in this next couple rounds today. This is something I really do want to work on. Christian Jones, we talked about him many times as well. I know he's now the best player prospect on the board at the tackle position. Very possible you go with him. He's another really good prospect in this draft right now. So again, there are still a lot of really great options available at, you know, other positions that we could go ahead and target here other than the ones I listed before. Running back is not out of the question of a pick we could go for, especially with how we're playing this year. It seems like this year we're not as much going best player available. We're kind of going based on, you know, what the board is giving us and what we can get out of it, which I kind of do like. I mean, usually we just kind of go best player available. Now it seems like we're actually strategically playing based on our team needs. We already talked about tight end, but tight end here, Cade Stover still available. I really like Theo Johnson. That's probably my pick, and you don't have to pick him here, theoretically speaking, until like the 4th or 5th round. So I really do like him. I know Cade Stover is a guy that some people in my chat were kind of iffy about. Kind of like a toss-up, really, when it came to Cade Stover. Wide receiver still available. I don't really care about most of these guys, but this guy I do care about. We talked about him last night. Johnny Wilson out of California here. I mean, listen. Well, he's out of Florida, actually, but he was born in California. He's 6'7", man. He's 6'7", 237 pounds. Is it because, do I want him because of his height? Absolutely, yes. I just wanted to put him at, you know, the tight end position and see what he can do at that, or even just use him as a wide receiver. Just use him in a goal line situation. We're not really talking about quarterback here, but today we might see ourselves find a new punter. I mean, Austin's a guy we talked about many times. He was considered one of the best punters when he was in college, throughout his career in college. He was considered one of the best punters in college. So there is a situation where you got to start talking about Brad Robbins isn't the guy maybe, and, you know, you kind of just whiffed on him. Well, if that's the case, then, you know, Austin here could be the replacement, or even maybe not the replacement, at least get competition, okay? At the end of the day, if you're just going to sit there and say, well, no, Brad Robbins is our guy, we're not moving on from him, we're not getting rid of him, cool. Just give him competition. That's all we really got to do at this point. You just give him competition and see how it works out. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.